Hey, it's Marina, travel experta. In today's episode, we are gonna be supping. What is that? Talking all about stand-up paddleboarding. Are you guys ready to make every day an adventure? Let's begin. What is stand-up paddleboarding? Well, I mean, it pretty much is self-defined, right? It's not technically a surfboard, although a lot of people think that it's very similar. Stand-up paddleboarding is an actual sport. You do need to have a good, solid board. There are many different kinds. Obviously, when you go stand up paddleboarding, you need to be in a place where it's, either a mangrove, an estuary. Those are the preferred places to go. You can go in the ocean. Obviously, you could do it on a lake, on a very calm river, but it's best where there's not a lot of tide. So I personally have never been on a stand-up paddleboard, and it's funny because we used to live in Costa Rica, and in Costa Rica, they stand-up paddleboarding is a really popular thing, and it just looks so dangerous and scary and just totally out of my comfort zone until on my 40th ninth birthday, I told my family that for my birthday, I want to go to the beach. And the number one thing, the only real thing that I want to do is a stand up paddleboarding tour. My kids are, my youngest is 11, my oldest is 17. They are, really picky about what they do. However, for my birthday, they cannot tell me no. So this was a family adventure. And because we live in Guatemala, we went to Paradon Beach. Paradon Beach is a really popular place where you could go and do quite a lot of things. Obviously, surfing is one of them, horseback riding on the beach, but you could also do paddleboarding because there's this huge system of mangroves that are located all around Paradon. And I found this amazing tour. It was with this guy named Sean, and it was a private tour that cost like $60 for the four of us to go for 3 hours. I mean, it was incredible. And he had the state of the art, the newest paddle boards, and you could just tell that he loves this with all his soul. So that is a contagious thing, right? And it's his own thing. It's not like a whole agency where they have different guides. And it's important when you go with a local guide. I really prefer that local tourist feeling. So, anyways, he picked us up at our hotel and we walked over to the mangroves, which was like less than a 5 minute walk. We got on our paddle boards, and even my 11-year-old was able to have his own. So, it'll obviously depend on your kid's age, but pretty much it's really kid friendly. So we got on the paddle boards and we just took off. And he was like, okay, we're going to first begin the first part of the tour. It's going to be mainly sitting down, not really standing. And the reason why is because he took us through these unbelievable little trails through mangroves where the mangroves were literally all, hanging over our heads. We were ducking. They were these narrow, just narrow enough for our paddleboards to go through these, I guess you could call them mini canals. It was one of the most beautiful experiences that I ever had. And then you come out into this, it's kind of like a river that leads in, or becomes an estuary that leads into the water, into the ocean. But it's a long way to the ocean, so it's really calm. And that's where you can do the stand up part. My family got the stand up, I mean, literally in minutes. For me, it took me quite a lot of balancing. You have to know where to stand, whatnot. But once you get it, it is so fun. And if you do it strong enough, you can really get a pretty great workout. So if you have a chance to ever go stand up paddleboarding or SUP, I cannot recommend it enough. It is really one of the most amazing, really hands-on nature experiences. You are literally feeling one with nature, and it's just hard to put into words. So remember, you can make every day an adventure. You don't need to travel far and wide. You can just look right in your own neighborhood, in your own town, in your own backyard for some really awesome things. And if you can't come up with some ideas, make sure to go to travelexperta.com. That's my site where you could get a free list of over 365 adventures that you could have without going far and wide. All right, everybody, thank you so much. And if you enjoyed the show, please make sure to review and give it a thumbs up and share. Thanks, everybody.